If you want a mask, now's the time to get it. You want your cowboy hat? Where's those hats at? Zach, get downstairs and get the bag of hats out.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Titan from the Titan Show. I hope everybody's doing well, guys. We are here today to talk about my favorite show of all time, conspiracy theories. With this, guys, when we were at another site, we was partnered with another site. We did this every Sunday afternoon. We took one topic and we had conspiracy theories on that, and we had a panel discussion, everything like that, guys. So the views and opinions expressed on this show are conspiracy theories and do not reflect the actual diversified thoughts of those on the show. These theories are to make you think about the truth and not what the government has watered down or forced you to believe. All right? So the reason we're doing this show, guys, is we have taken a break. We have taken a break from doing conspiracy theories because the whole other site closed down. We was trying to find a home. We was trying to do everything. It is time. It is time to bring it back, guys. So what we're going to do is we are going to have some fun. We're just going to talk about things. We're going to talk about how this show works. We have Mr. and Mrs. Nuts with us, TDN TV himself. We have Mrs. Nuts, who is actually the second time that we have been able to force her on screen. So that is awesome there. So what's going on, Rezi, Marco Polo, Hacker, coming from Mirative, Error 404 says hello over on Twitch.
What's going on, guys? Don't mind the background of my office. We are in the process of remodeling it, so I've got shit everywhere in here.
It's okay. It's all right. So, all right, guys. So let's talk about. Hey Titans, how are you? What's up, Deshaun? How you doing? We are doing good. Hold on one second, guys. I'm getting all kind of messages here. I found out today that my father's in the hospital, so I'm getting messages from my brothers and aunts and uncles and everything like that. What's up, Heather? How you doing, honey? So, all right, so here we go, guys. I don't expect a huge turnout, but who knows? So the whole point is we want to talk about conspiracy theories. We had a situation where I had one of my laptops tear up on me. Everybody picks on me in our little group of friends. Everybody picks on me, says that I screwed them all up. But, it is what it is. But the thing about it is we was going to go ahead and we was going to show you guys the episodes that we had, the 5 episodes that we had already. But unfortunately, because my computer screwed up, I lost everything. So we will have to be starting fresh with episode 6. And we were going to do episode 6 tonight. However, due to just some things going on, we had a phenomenal podcast last night. So if you did not check that out, make sure to go into the VODs and check that out. We had Little Kumquat, we had Heather, we had Blondie in with us, and we were talking about women in today's society and their point of view and how the media and everything goes and just the way their mind works, and and then we had a little bit of fun at the end. So great. Make sure to check that out. Remember, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, the Pocket and Titan podcast happens. However, I will let you know that we will not be streaming tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday morning, because I have to take Mrs. Titan to a doctor's appointment 3.5 hours away. So we're actually leaving tomorrow to go spend the night. And then we have the doctor's appointment on at 9:30 in the morning on Monday. So we should be back. We should be back from there on Monday night. So we should be able to have a Monday night stream if everything works out. It just really depends on how I feel. So yeah, that hat looks sexy. So yes, Deshaun, I know who you are, buddy. I remember. So. Oh, I'm loving the hats. I'm loving the hats. So, all right. So, TDN has done conspiracy theories with us before. What's up, Zach? We got baby nuts in the house too. So,
Cowboy hat.
Hey, I'm supporting breast cancer.
breast cancer awareness. That's right. So TDN has been on the show before, but we have not had the privilege to have Mrs. Nuts on the show. And she brings a little something a little bit different to the show. And what we're hoping to do is, now that we're going to be moving it to Saturdays instead of Sundays, we're going to have a bigger audience, and we're going to be able to have other guests on the show like Mrs. Nuts. All right? Because, of course, she's a little granny during the week because of her work schedule. So she has to get up very early in the morning, so she can't stay up late and chill with us. So on Saturdays, give her Sunday to be able to rest. So we're going to start having our shows on Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. We have also thought about having conspiracy series have its own screen name, its own username, everything like that. But we are streaming to 6 different sites, so we're trying to figure out, exactly what to do. But in the meantime, make sure to tune in to your boy Titans_79 or Titan79, depending on where you're looking at us at, to be able to get all of your conspiracy theory needs. So we want a big round of applause. We want to, Thuggish Ruggish Bone herself for Mrs. Nuts. We don't care about TDN. We see him enough when he streams, but Mrs. Nuts on here. So I want to take an opportunity. We're going to, you guys know TDN. He streams, everything like that, but we have not got to meet Mrs. Nuts, which we definitely got to come up with a better username than Mrs. Nuts.
Well, the funny thing about that is, honey, you want to explain that?
Go ahead.
You have the audio. You can talk.
No, you can go ahead.
When we were setting up our Pokemon Go accounts,
I'm getting a robot sound. I'm getting a robot sound on you, but she sounds great.
How's that?
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
It was the double mics that were doing it.
When we were setting up our Pokemon Go accounts, it was kind of funny. She tried every account under the sun to get a name.
Yeah.
And I was joking around. I said, well, why don't you try Lady Nuts?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. She finally broke down and put Lady Nuts in, and that was the one account that would actually let her do it.
Oh, my
goodness. So she's been
goodness.
Lady Nuts ever since.
Yeah. And that's completely understandable. It's just like with Blondie. She tried Blondie. She tried BL0ND1E. All that was done. And the only name that she could get to work was clickbait. So, because, that's the running joke with Blondie when we first started streaming together, is that she was clickbait. And you'll hear us joke about it when we have the Titan and Blondie show. But it's so funny. Her Pokemon Go is clickbait. So, but, this, I almost said this season of conspiracy theories, which technically I guess we could call it a new season.
We are starting a whole new series, and we had to take a break. So technically, that's what TV shows do. So, this is a whole new season.
Yeah.
I want to hear all kinds of crazy stuff this season.
Oh, yeah. We definitely going to have some fun here. And we're going to talk about things. This is what I want you guys to understand. What's up, John? 22 cool joining us from Mob Crush. What's going on? Here's what I want people to understand. We're going to talk about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about religion. We're going to talk about all of these things, and a lot of people get butthurt because of it. Once again, it says it right there in the viewer discretion. It is not. This is to get people to think. This is to get people to get up, wake up, quit being a sheep, do their own research, and quit relying on what the media tells you, because it has been proven over and over and over again that the way
lies to us all.
Yeah, that they lie. They put out false news, or they don't cover the real thing, or they make sure that they cover it the way that they want to cover it. The way that the money tells them to cover it, if you know what I mean. So, our job here is to just raise questions. So we respectfully ask that if you join us on these conspiracy theory shows, that you keep an open mind. We're not asking you to agree with us. We're just asking you to be respectful, have a good time, argue your point, but also keep an open mind. Because I'm going to argue my point. TDN's going to argue his point. When we have Lady Nuts, she's going to argue her point. And, we all know that a woman's going to argue her point, and probably win. But we won't tell Mrs. T that. As she laughs. So she's like, damn right, fucker. All right.
That's the real conspiracy, is the ladies that back us up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should have a conspiracy theory on when women agree with us, what their motive is. That should be a conspiracy theory at all. I could just hack my point. Okay, hacker, how about this? If you want to be an idiot, have a good day. Thank you. All right. So that's what we're talking about. I can't stand these. Now, on your next conspiracy theories, keyboard gangsters and people that think that they don't live in their mama's basement.
I live in my mama's basement.
So, oh yeah.
Man,
Oh Lord.
They asked us if we were related when we got married. They did ask us that. She told them that I was her brother.
Well, y'all are from West Virginia, so it's all right. Well, you're from West Virginia. I don't know where she's from. So
no, she's from West Virginia.
Oh.
I was born there, but I was raised here.
Oh, okay. All right. So like I said, guys, you all know TDN TV from Camcord. You know him from Mirative. You know him from other sites, things like that. So, but we have not been introduced to Lady Nuts. So I'm going to turn the mic over to her just for a moment. We're going to put her on the spot, and I want you guys to know we're trying to put some legitimacy to the show. You say, oh, well, these are just guys and they're wearing aluminum hats and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about and everything like that. Now we have degrees, we have diplomas, we have, whatever you want to, that's going to back up some of the arguments. She may agree with what we talk about. She may disagree with what we're talking about. But you have a bigger student loan with her than that you have. I can guarantee you that. So, it is what it is. If you want to argue with the student loans, then that's on you, okay? So we're going to turn it over to Lady Nuts here, let her kind of give her a little bit of a background of what she has history in, what her background is, and, then we'll be able to go forward with the show. So I'm going to turn it over to you, ma'am. Go ahead and have you some fun.
I don't really know what to say other than my history is I'm a school counselor and I have a bachelor's in psychology and Christian counseling. So I know a little bit. So hopefully I can contribute something to the stream tonight.
3 classes away from a master's in education. She's being bashful right now.
Well, it's all right, girl. You just go ahead and you just let them know that your student loan's bigger than their student loan. With men, we have to compare shit. You know what I'm saying? Mine's bigger than yours. Well, my student loan's bigger than your student loan. So it's all good. What's going on, Modern Gamer or Modern Game from Meritive? How you doing? So
I'm going to say this for any of y'all that doubt how much the student loans it costs to have a master's in education. Her damn student loans is as high as my damn mortgage on my house.
It's more.
Oh yeah.
It's more than our mortgage. My bar tab with the government is pretty high.
So I guarantee you that Mrs. Titan's medical bill for the month of November is more than your student loans.
Yeah, she got me there.
She got you on that. So, tonight's, like I said, guys, tonight's show, we may get into it. We may not get into some conspiracy theories. We can kind of talk about it. But I do want to do a rundown of our past shows. So episode one was talking about the contract of Nicaea with the New Testament of the Bible. What do we know? What is the truth? What is not the truth? What are we being told? The Council of Nicaea. Why are there books being found that are not in the Bible? Does that mean they're fake? Why are we not getting the whole story? That is a huge rabbit hole that we can get into, and I love having that debate with people.
Lady, is there anything you want to add to that? Since you do go to a seminary, and you did take biblical archaeology and several other classes.
Basically, she looked at you and told you to shut the fuck up. So
that's one of them putting her on the spot type things. She don't like when I do that, but I do it a lot.
Look, if you're gonna be on this show, you better get used to that shit real quick and in a minute. So, and then episode two was on 9/11 about, guess what? 9/11. So the conspiracy about that. Episode 3 was about aliens. That's a big rabbit hole. That was more of an open discussion. Episode 4 was about the Civil War. Yeah, it was about the Civil War. And was the Civil War actually about slavery, or was it about money? So we were able to discuss all that. So we were able to trace that the Rothschilds was actually investing into the North and South, and it had some valid points with that. Episode 5 was Mrs. Titan's first and only stream ever, and they were talking about Hillary Clinton and was she sick, was there a body double, things like that. She had some fun with that. And then, of course, everything went the way that it went with Camcord. We all tried to find a new site. We've been doing this, doing that. I decided to go to the radio style, talk show, podcast style, as a permanent thing, doing gaming kind of on the side. And with that, we're going to bring conspiracy theories back. If I have to do it myself, then I'll do it myself. We're going to have guest appearances, guests on the show, such as TDN, Lady Nuts, my boy Art, it's Uncle Art is in there. My boy Pocket Console comes in here. Young lady Miss Heather LJC normally comes in here. She's kind of shy sometimes when it comes to conspiracy theories because we put her on the spot. She's a very religious person. She believes in certain things, and it's kind of hard, especially when we're having fun with debates. She gets very quiet, so we have to jump on her sometimes. But we pick on Heather. We love Heather. That's what we do. So, and we've had a couple guests on here. We've had the Real Tragic TR4G1C on here as well. I am trying to work. For those of you that don't know, if you enjoy Heyday and Supercell games, I think it would be phenomenal if we can have Mr. Red Knight in here on a conspiracy theory show. What I'd really like to do is there's a gentleman over on Beam. His name is Cranky Canuck. I would love to be able to have him on the show, whether it be conspiracy theories or just the podcast or whatever. So, I am formally, inviting Cranky to come on here. He is actually the one that told me how to set my camera kind of off on the angle. I thought that was pretty cool, the way that he had his set up. If you are over on Beam and you're watching this, make sure to go and check him out. A very phenomenal show. He does a great job. I follow him, so I'm telling you, for you guys to follow him as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this question out, So we got Lady Nuts in here, and we know what she's bringing to the table a little bit. She's being a little modest, so it is what it is. But, TDN, what do you think that we're going to bring to this new season of conspiracy theories? How do you think that this is going to be better than last season?
Well, the goal and plan, as far as what we've talked about and the possibilities is, we want to dig a little bit deeper into the whole ideas behind religion and some of the basis for a lot of our beliefs. And then there's some other ideas, conspiracies about government cover-ups, corruption in your local government, why certain things happen the way they do within our country versus other countries. There's a whole plethora of plans and things in the motion. Maybe some, bring back up Bobo. I'm pretty sure he's got some things he'd like to add to the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Eventually. And just kind of open people's eyes to concepts that they may not quite be aware of, considering that we do have viewers from around the world.
Oh yeah.
So opening their eyes up to our culture and then looking into some of their cultures as well.
Well, and I think one of the things that we want to do this season that we didn't do last season is last season we pretty much, first of all, let's go ahead. Remember, like I said, guys. The reason why we're calling it a season is because we really did not do anything with this after the other site closed down. So this is a new beginning. So I wanted to be more like a season. So I'd like to have anywhere between 6 to 10 episodes, and then we'll take a break and we'll redo. But one of the things that I want to do this season is I want to get more into, instead of just the stuff that happened in the United States, and we're going to have a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about one of the things that we're looking at is the Waco, Texas event that happened in the 90s with David Koresh and the Branch Davidians. I want to go on the Sandy Hook conspiracy as well, which for those of you that don't know what that is, that was a school shooting. I believe it was in Connecticut. Can somebody double check that for me? Was it in Connecticut or New Hampshire or something? Possibly go back into the Saudi Arabia Gulf War, maybe even go to the London bombings, and some different things like that. There's been a couple of conspiracy theories about Vietnam, different things. So, Connecticut?
Yeah, that's Connecticut.
Okay, so I thought it was Connecticut. But I just want to make sure. So we're definitely going to do a lot of stuff because last season we had a lot of people from around the world that was interested, but they didn't know about the Civil War because they don't live in the United States. They didn't know about, certain things. They were able to get in. And you know what? Maybe what we can do to end the season is leave you guys with a cliffhanger. You're hearing it right here. And we might go ahead and just take the red pill and go all the way down to the Matrix and start the JFK conspiracy.
Oh, we're going to jump down that rabbit hole?
Yeah, that's a big-ass rabbit hole. So, I think it would be pretty cool to have one, put that into like a 3-part series and then maybe do the first one at the end of the season. That way they have to wait and tune in for the other two to get the rest of the story. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea or something like that. That's something.
A topic that I think we'll touch on this season, and that Lady Nuts is a very good authority on, due to her family history and having to do research, is the question: did Adolf Hitler commit suicide, or was his death a cover-up?
You know, I wanted to touch on that. There's a show that is out called Hunting Hitler, and it's the season 2 right now. I absolutely love that show. Every time I see something on World War II is my shit. I'll go ahead and tell you, World War II is my shit. I know more about World War II than I do about my own body. Okay, so because I am big into a channel called the American Heroes channel that shows here on my local cable. What is going on, Master SWA? How you doing? Welcome to the show. So that is definitely something that we can go down. There is a lot of evidence that shows, that. You know what? I thought about that, but I haven't thought about that in a while. I mean, we can do the whole Hitler thing. Oh my God, I'm getting a hard on right now just thinking about it. I'm sitting. If y'all see the camera start shaking, I do apologize. My eyes are already rolling in the back of my head, but it is what it is. So, because for those of you that don't know, there is evidence that he did move to Argentina, and set up for the Fourth Reich down there. And you're going to say, well, how the hell did he get out? Trust me, there's ways. It's been proven, it's been shown, and we can show you the evidence. So, and I think one of the other things that we're going to do is for those of you that are in school now, because I know on Mirative, the demographics over there is more of a teenager aspect of it. So I think that we're going to go, another topic that we can do, maybe not necessarily conspiracy theory aspect of it. Well, I mean, we can call it a conspiracy theory, but, why do we not know about the Articles of Confederation, the first 7 presidents of the United States of America, before we know? We are taught as Americans that George Washington was the first president, and that's a lie. That is a lie. He was not the first president. John Hamilton, I think it was. I think you looked it up yesterday. It was John Hamilton, I think, was the first one under the Articles of Confederation, and different things. But one of the things that we will have, guys, so definitely, if you are not already following, you need to follow now, because we're going to touch on the biggest and the baddest subject there is. We wasn't afraid of 9/11, and you know what? Here we go. Next Saturday, I'm calling it right now, so get ready, write your pens, put it in your iPad, whatever you need to. Next Saturday, on Christmas Eve, we're going to talk about Christmas. And you're going to say, oh, Titan, what the fuck? What do you mean we're going to talk about Christmas? We're going to talk about Christmas because for those of you that don't know, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Christmas was a pagan holiday. The Catholic Church, the Vatican, covered it up, tried to make it look like that Jesus' birth, when there is scientific evidence that Jesus was not born on December 25th. Okay? So the questions that we're going to have is the pagan beliefs. We're going to go back into the history, the real Santa Claus, as it's pronounced. Was it a real person? Was it a myth? Different things like that. Where the story came from, why the Vatican decided that they were going to use that date to explain to people, hey, this was Jesus' birth and things like that. So we are going to go down that rabbit hole on next Saturday, the 24th of December, Christmas Eve. So if you want to go ahead and do your research, I'm giving you a week notice. We're going to have some fun. Make sure that you have at least, I guarantee you, at least an hour and a half worth. Who knows, this might be an 8-hour marathon while everybody is wrapping presents. Who did 9/11? What do you mean who did it? Like who did the podcast, or who actually did 9/11? So we got a Twitch. We got a question over here at Twitch. Let me see here. We're gonna. Are you religious? Sorry, my English. I'm not. I'm from Sweden.
We love Swiss chocolate,
yes.
that is.
Am I a religious person? My father is a preacher. I believe in certain things, but my thing is this: I like to question things. I like to learn. I like to keep an open mind. I like to ask a lot of questions. There's nothing wrong with that. I have my personal beliefs. I don't normally share my personal beliefs, but I guess if you want to say if I'm religious, yeah, I am. Who actually did it? Well, then
You'll have to tune in to find out.
We're not going to go down 9/11 again. But the thing about it is that the question was raised. If unfortunately, the videos are deleted. I have the videos. I just have got to figure out how to get access to them because my hard drive died. So, the question was raised and there was different questions that were asked, and spoke about on who did it, why it was happening, things like that. So, I mean, do y'all want to kind of put 2 cents into it?
Hello, gentlemen.
What's going on? How you doing?
What's up, Pocket?
So joining us over here now is we got Pocket. Now 8 o'clock, brother. You know me. What's going on?
At 9 or 10. My bad.
What's going on, Croyd? Croyd joining us over on Meritive. Remember, guys, we are live on Meritive, on Beam, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Mob Crush, and on Steam.me. We are live on all these platforms so that you guys can enjoy the show. So Pocket, what we're basically doing, for those of you that don't know who that voice is, that is Mr. Pocket Console himself. He's a streamer, he's a gamer, he is the man, the myth, the legend himself that keeps the consoles in his pocket.
Why, thank you, sir.
Because he has very deep pockets. So,
it's because I have very big pants.
Yes, it is because, well, you said that, not me. He has one half of the Pocket and Titan podcast that every Monday and Wednesday and Friday morning you can tune in at 9 a.m. Eastern time to check out. We talk about all kind of things. If you missed out on Freestyle Friday, we had a great time with that. We had TDN TV, we had Pocket, of course. You can always go back and check out those VODs. Idiots. All right, so Martine Jensen says, idiots did it. We need to fight idiots, not people who just happen to be born in a specific country. I would agree with you. How do I say this? Idiots are...
For one, I will say this. It is a lot of idiots, and it's not blamed on one country or another because...
Yeah, nobody's blaming a country.
We can actually blame politicians because it is politicians and government agencies that actually created a lot of these groups in order to fight wars in other countries, and it came back to bite us on the ass.
So I'm gonna ask Martin a specific question here. What country was being blamed for 9/11? What country was being blamed for 9/11? So we'll wait on his answer. So no, but to answer your question, Pocket, I cannot remember. I know I normally do all of my podcasts and everything, my gaming and everything at 8 o'clock. I know last night we was special because we had little kumquat coming all the way from California. But if we need to move, now conspiracy theories, we might do it at 9 o'clock, just to kind of give a little bit more time. But that 10 o'clock until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, that about killed me today. So, I talked to TDN earlier. I was like, oh my God, but we'll get it all squared away, brother. We're just sitting here just shooting the shit a little bit about what's coming up this season in conspiracy theories. And, we're just having some fun. We got some people asking some questions and.
Pocket, you can now ask. Lady Nuts is here, and she can tell you what it's like to be married to me.
Hey, TDN, can you do me a favor and disable the push to talk?
and me go push to talk.
Is it you that's pushed to talk, Pocket?
Yeah, I have to push to talk in order to say something.
No country got blamed, but some countries had to take the full blow from it.
He shouldn't have to do push to talk. He should be fine.
Okay. Martin, I'm going to agree and disagree with you. I'm going to agree and disagree with you. I'm going to agree with you because there were countries that were involved. However, this is my opinion. Opinions are just like belly buttons. The radical Islam that is predominant in that country or countries is being targeted. Hence, some people may say that a country is being targeted. You know, too many people in the past 8 years have been afraid to say radical Islam. You know, just like you got crazy ass white people, you got crazy ass black people, you got crazy ass everybody people. You know, but you have a religious group that has separated themselves from the true meaning of being a Muslim and the Muslim beliefs, and that has separated themselves from that religious belief and has taken out actions against another religion as Christianity and other countries. So, you know, I'm not afraid to say it. Hopefully now with the new president and everything that we have, that our country will get back to being the country that it should be, and it's not afraid to say it, and that we are able to, take care of any issues, if you know what I mean, that are being caused by this. Anybody want to add anything?
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions with people as far as, us as an American culture blaming other countries, and it's not that. We blame the radical groups themselves. It, just like when you see in the news with the rioting and stuff like that, that went against, Black Lives Matters. It's radical groups.
Oh, don't even get me started on that damn shit.
Well, they've already proven that that's just the modern day Black Panthers. So that's a whole.
They were funded by the Democrats.
Yes, they were.
At least the Black Panthers had a motive. At least that they were trying to have equality. At least they were trying to overcome the white man, and have equal rights. Black Lives Matters is a bunch of fucking thugs that's being paid to riot and cause issues and disrupt it. These are the same people that are paying the millennials and the Generation Y to go out here and with this philosophy of I should get a damn trophy because I sat on the bench all season, and they're out here trying to say that there was an issue. The government works in a certain way. The Electoral College was put in place for a certain reason. And Martin, you said, "Oh, sounds like you are a Trump supporter." No, I'm an American supporter. I went and I fought for my country. I served 8 years in the United States Army as a medic. All right, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm red, white, and blue. All right, but I'm gonna say this: if I have to make a decision on a candidate that has 30 years of corruption and conspiracy, compared to someone that talks about grabbing a girl by the pussy. That's what I'm going to pick between of that, and that's what I did as a United States citizen, as a veteran of the United States military, and I made a decision. I went and voted a certain way. My whole thing is this: I'm tired of my brothers and my sisters in the military not being treated the way that it should be. I'm tired of my father having, served 2 tours in Vietnam, having not getting the medical things that he was promised for serving his country. And I'm tired of seeing, veterans not being able to find jobs when they come out of the military. I'm tired of seeing veterans that are homeless. I'm tired of seeing our own kids in our own countries, homeless and without food in their mouths, but yet these other third world countries are getting billions of dollars. Let's start taking care of our damn self, quit fucking with other people, and doggone, handle ourselves. So if that sounds like a Trump supporter to you, then I guess I'm a Trump supporter.
Preach, show my ding dong.
So that's my thing. All right. So anyway,
and that's a big thing, and he's definitely correct on that, guys. That if for those of you that know me and have been on my streams, that's a big thing. We are, and this is a shameless plug, and I'm going to put it out there. We are actually raising money on the 21st, which is Wednesday. We're going to be cashing in.
21st is the last day, guys.
Yeah, that's this Wednesday, guys. We're going to be ending at noon so that I can get all the money transferred over. We're going to be taking that and using it to buy food to feed homeless and less fortunate kids for Christmas who wouldn't have a hot meal for Christmas. We're going to try to provide them with some gloves and some hats and things like that. So if you guys can, make sure that you hit up and donate. The links are on Twitter. You can stop in and drop a donation on, one of the streams. If you catch me streaming, I do stream almost every day. So I'm around. I'm always on there. Or you can hit me up on Twitter and I'll throw you the link and you guys can donate that way as well. But we definitely need, that's a big thing that kills me is our government will send billions of dollars to other countries to feed their homeless and they're less fortunate. But yeah, we got kids that go to school with my 12-year-old who don't have a hot meal to come home to in the evenings because of the fact that the way that our government is dishing out money to everybody but the people who actually need it. And that's a big thing. That's a conspiracy in itself, is where our government is funding everything else but us.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and that's, I get it. We're at one time we were the superpower. We were supposed to help everybody, but it's gotten to the point to where we're helping everybody else and we're not helping ourselves. And the economies went to shit. The dollars went to shit. We got presidents that are causing racial divide. We've got politicians that are more corrupt than a damn piece of shit that's walking on the side of the street. It's time to empty the swamp and get rid of them and start doing what we should do as a country. It's time to take our country back. And then once we fix ourselves, then let's get back to the way it was and start being able to help other people and showing them that we believe as true Americans that this is the best country. That's our opinion. We're Americans. You may be in another country. You may feel that your country is the best country. But, this is our opinion. We want to get back to where we was, where we can help each other, we can take care of ourselves, and be a family as a nation. Instead of everybody fussing and fighting and wanting damn trophies for sitting on a bench and, and everything like that.
What? You mean I get a trophy for sitting on the bench?
Yeah.
Man. My trophy rack is going to be full.
I have actually when I owned the martial arts school, and I've told this story. Thanks for all your somethings, by the way. I can't say that. That's on Twitch. Thanks for all your AWNERS. Okay. And he admitted that his English wasn't that good. He was from Sweden, so but anyway, what was I saying? Oh,
You're talking about the dojo.
Yeah. So we would go to martial arts tournaments and everything, and they would try to give Blondie a trophy. And now my other kids, I wasn't there. I told them the way I felt, but answers. That's what he's trying to say. Answers. Okay. It took me a second time to see what he was talking about. Answers. All right. It's ANW, not AWN. It's ANWSERS. Answers. So.
ANSWERS.
Yeah, what you just said. Thanks.
We know you're dyslexic. It's all the time.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got something in my pocket for you, TDN. But and look, let me show it to you. There you go. All right, there. All right. So with that, so we're gonna go down a rabbit hole here. Here we go. Lady Nuts on the spot. Woo! Look at them eyes cut at me. There we go. How you doing, girl? All right. What is your position? What is your position on radical Islam? The fact that the government has not been able to call it radical Islam, that they've been afraid to call it radical Islam, and the fact that some countries feel like they're being targeted because they're Muslim.
I think it's mainly because Islam is the second largest religion in the world as of now. And everyone is so afraid to, because of their stance, to even put them out like
Political
that.
correctness.
They're supposed to be a peaceful religion, and then you have your extremists who show otherwise.
Well,
So-
Christianity is supposed to be a peaceful religious too, but when you go and you start reading about all the wars and the killings and everything like that, I mean, everybody has their history.
I mean, it's with anything, even within the whole Muslim community. You have, much like Christianity, you have your different sects and denominations. You have the Sunni and the Shiite Muslims, and they're both radically against each other. So it's set up like fundamentally just the way Christianity is. They don't believe the same, and because of its stance, and because we're trying to be,
It's kind of like, would you say it's like a similarity between the King James version and the NIV version? That they're reading the same book, they just interpret it differently.
pretty much, because Muslims believe, going back to biblical speaking, that the story of Abraham, they believe that Ishmael was supposed to be the chosen one instead of Jacob, and so that they believe that they were
I like
in
her
that
already.
position of the promised land, and so they're reading the same book with just a different perspective on it.
Do you hear that? I like you already. So, me and you are going to get along good. When we start talking about Lilith, then we'll have a good time. So, what's up, Tigger? Yeah, joining us from Mirative. How you doing, buddy? All right. So, it is what it is. I mean,
it's a very touchy thing because realistically, if you read the Quran and the Old Testament, the original Old Testament, which was written in Greek, and
they're very
Hebrew,
similar.
Well, it's similar all the way up to the story of Abraham and the birth of Ishmael and Jacob.
Yeah.
It's identical. They're identical up to that point. And then because
you can actually, and the thing about it is too, is what a lot of people don't understand is if you look in other cultures, you look in and excuse my English here, guys. I'm country, so sometimes I don't say words correctly. Okay, so
Correction, Isaac, not Jacob.
So you look at Mesopotamia. You look at you look at other cultures in there. Buddhism. You look at Islam. You look at Christianity. You look at all these other ones. These are just off the top of my head. I can dig further for you. All of them have very similar events. They all have a flood. They all have a creation story. Even Native Americans, they all have very similar things. So the question is this, and apparently this shit really happened at some point. Something happened for all of these other countries to be able to tell the same story. It's just like crap, I can't remember the name of it.
This kind of wraps around the whole idea when we were talking that time gap, that what is it, 18 years that it doesn't talk about Christ at all, and
From 12 to 30. Yeah.
yeah, there's speculations that state, and nobody's been able to prove it except in text of other religions, that during that time he went out on a journey to seek enlightenment. He spoke with, what was it, Gandhi. He had a conversation with Mahatma Gandhi on a mountain about illumination and whatnot, and they actually talk about it in other areas of religions. Other religions talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they believe that Gandhi had a conversation with, was the Christ. So I mean, there's a lot we could.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, man. Them sitting down and be like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing good, man. How you doing, homie?" I could see that. Them sitting down with some tea. That old tea back then. He'd be like, "Nah, homie, I got you. Let's have some wine." You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how. I mean, they was probably rolling deep.
And I brought the fish in the bread.
Yeah. But Martin over on Twitch that was asking some of the questions here makes a very, very good point here. He says, when I said that some countries got the full blow from it, I was talking about America also. You may not have been bombed, but you sure have been blamed for a lot of shit. If you fight, you get shit. And if you don't fight, you get shit. And you're pretty much put into between a rock and a hard place. It's not an easy situation. And that's true. So once again, potato, it is what it is. The whole point of this show is not to put blame, but to get people to wake up, to quit being a sheep, to quit listening to the bull crap that we're being told by the media out there, everything like that. And I'm going to prove my point by this. Okay? 1939. I think it's 1939. Germany. The Nazi Party, and double check my dates if you don't mind, guys, because this is just fly off the top of my head, okay? 1939, Germany. The Nazi Party takes over. They're moving toward. Hitler takes over as counselor. He takes over. I think it's in 40 that he takes over the military as well. It is written documentation. This is as early as the 40s, guys, and we can make the comparison before 1940. We can make the comparison to now. Okay? So the first thing that they teach you in psychology, the first thing that Hitler did was control the media. He controlled the media. He got the media to put out there that he was pretty much the latest and the greatest thing. He was going to change everything. That World War I was a bust. That they got shafted. That they took all the lands back, and he was the savior. He was going to come back, and he was going to get all the land back plus more land. Okay, that they lost in World War I when they divvied up everything. All right. So by manipulating the media. And the media then turned around and manipulating the people, okay? Because, this is the 40s. I mean, nowadays we have cell phones, we have Google, we have this, we have that. We can do a lot more research than we could back then. Back then, they had nothing but the radio. That was it. They had the radio, and if they were rich enough to have television, they had television. So the radio and the propaganda and everything like that, they were able to control people that way. Okay? It's called narcissism. It's called, help me out, lady. What's it called? It's narcissism and something else. Hello? Can you hear me? There you go.
Repeat that question, because she thinks she's hard in thought.
With controlling people, it's narcissism with controlling people and thinking it's all about you and that you're the best thing since sliced bread. It's narcissism, and then it's something else. What's the other word?
I know that it's also a sign of psychosis, like a psychotic.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt. What's up, Ruby Fox? How you doing? You know, and I'll figure it out. It's probably be something that 20 minutes down the road I'll be like, oh yeah, it was this. So but it is
Well,
it is.
definitely narcissism, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, there could have been a lot of other things that he could have been classified as.
And I'll think of it, and it goes back. I think they've had the same term. They had the same term for Charles Manson. They had the same term for God, what was his name? The real good looking guy that was out in the parks. Boston Strangler, I think it was his name. Different things like that. It was narcissism and something else. It was something where they were able to manipulate other people. So, that's the first thing to do. That's the first thing to do is to manipulate other people to think the way that you think. That's how these cults, that's how the Branch Davidians did it. That's how some of these radical Islams people do it. They put out a good message. They control the information that you get, and they spin it around, and they make you believe that that's the best thing since sliced bread. And that's how everything works. And that's what people need to understand. And that is that's what's been happening to us at least for the past 5 years. At least for the past 5 years in the United States, the media has lied to us, has told us that all this stuff was going on. And for example, we're both in North Carolina. So one of the where I'm from in North Carolina is very in the historical books for being the largest city in the South during the Civil War for the largest prison system. Okay, so we had this dumbass idiot, this stupid ass white boy that decided he was going to go down to South Carolina and shoot up this black church. Okay, terrible thing that happened. This was an idiot. Martin made the thing. I think Ron White. He's a country comedian. He tells you you can't fix stupid. You can fix, something wrong with your face. You can fix your teeth. You can fix your boobies. You can fix your pecker. You can do everything, but you can't fix stupid. And that's what this is. This stupid-ass white boy came in there and told everybody, oh, I'm going to start a race war. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he decided he was going to go in there and shoot up this black church. And then the media went crazy over this. Now, granted, we had. I'm not even gonna go down there. I'm gonna go back to my subject. Okay, the media went crazy.
Was the word you were looking for a sociopath?
Sociopath. That's it right there. Thank you. Media is the most dangerous weapon in the world if used wrong, and what absolutely disgusting is the media gets away with lies that leads to death. That is correct, and I'm going to bring up something here in just a little bit. So hopefully that will be helpful. Okay. So this stupid ass white boy decides he's gonna go shoot up this church. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll Judy chop that fucker in the throat if I ever see him. All right. But I'm just saying. All right. Oh, this is a race war. So all you saw in the media was about the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag is this. What a lot and people can have this argument. I know it's Uncle Art would have this argument with me, but the Confederate flag, and we went over this with the Civil War. Oh my God. Okay? How the hell can you say that the Confederate flag stands for hatred and for fucking slavery when the fucking North had damn slaves as well? Abraham Lincoln had slaves. Okay?
It was very open that he had a.
You cut. It was very open, and then your mic went dead.
It was out in the open that he actually had a too. With one of his slave housekeepers.
Now I know Thomas Jefferson did, but I didn't know about Abraham Lincoln. So that's a new one on me. All right.
Well, again, a conspiracy. We could chase that down that rabbit hole another day.
And that's fine too. All right. But anyway, so as we are sitting here fighting over this damn Confederate flag, which, by the way, is actually what we know as the Confederate flag, was actually the Tennessee battle flag, okay? Because each state that had their own version of this Confederate flag, okay? So, and for those of you that don't know, the Articles of Confederation, which is what the South succeeded on and started their own Constitution, was actually a redevised version of what the original United States, as we know it, was set upon in the 1700s, with the 7 presidents that you don't know about, that your English teacher or your history teacher won't tell you about. Okay, so
Hanson, the first one.
Who?
John Hanson.
Hanson. I wanted to say Hamilton for some reason. What's up, Savage? How you doing? All right. Hanson, like Bop. Okay, Hanson. I'll remember that. I always get them confused. All right. So okay. So the media's got everybody here. So we got all these people. Oh, it's a race thing. And now, granted, once again, there's more fucking idiots called neo-Nazis and fucking skinheads and all these other fucking racial groups that want to use the Confederate flag and everything. And I get it. I understand. It's associated with hate. I get it. But that doesn't mean that everybody, okay? It's just like if not every fucking white guy is fucking racist and every black guy ain't a fucking thug, okay? I get it. But while we were doing that, while we were fighting over that, guess what the government was doing? The government was passing laws and and making business deals to run a fucking pipeline through the United States for billions of dollars, and we never knew about it. And it wasn't until now that the Native Americans in Colorado, I think it is, that is sitting here bitching about it because they're trying to take sacred land from the Native Americans, because we already took everything else from them. We might as well take their fucking burial grounds too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at me and you say, oh, you look at a fucking white boy with green eyes and blonde hair. But you know what? I actually have a lot of Native American in my family. I just happen to have the recessive gene that from my Irish side, and the reason why I have that, I can show you pictures of my cousins who have the dark skin and all the characteristics of a Native American. Okay, but anyway, we won't even go on into that. So, there you go. Have a good day. All right. So, you got these idiots over here fighting about fucking, heritage flags and this and that and this and all, oh, it's about hate and it's this and that. And the government's fucking the people over. Why is that right? Why is that acceptable? That's the questions that we ask.
People are blind sheep and they believe anything that comes up.
Why are people voting for a president because a radio artist tells you to do it? Oh, well, Beyonce told me to vote for Hillary, so I'm going to go and vote for Hillary, even though she has been associated with almost 12 deaths in 30 years. She's gotten pedophiles off that's raped and murdered doggone kids, and she was investigated. What's up, Robbie? How you doing? She was investigated starting out as early as Watergate.
She
really?
was fired during the Watergate. Fired.
Openly admitted. Open. Oh, you want to sit here and call Trump a racist? Okay, but yet you got Hillary Clinton. You got Hillary Clinton that has openly said that her mentor was David Duke. Really? But you don't hear all that stuff because the media, Fox News, Fox News has gotten a lot better, but MSNBC, CNN, everything like that, they tell you, oh, Trump is a racist, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is this. Trump must be something because he fucking won. Enough people believed in his message that he won. You have someone that has never held a political position ever.
And and be the second person.
No, Robbie, you just kind of came in when I was going on my little rant. Sorry, we're not really talking about Trump and Hillary.
Well, and then what's even more funny about it is he is the second person ever to win a presidential election and openly decline his presidential pay.
He probably makes more than $400,000 a year taking a shit.
Dude, he wipes his ass with $100 bills when he takes a shit.
But anyway. So Robbie, my buddy Robbie over on Mob Crush, which is also an excellent streamer, guys. He streams over on Mirative as well. So if you were watching this on Mob Crush or Mirative, make sure to follow him. Robbie559, excellent streamer. Make sure to drop him a follow. So he comes in as I'm going off on my little Confederate flag, Trump Hillary thing. He's like, "Oh shit," Hillary and Trump. And I'm like, "No," but guys, if you like these conversations, if you like the fact that we can sit here and we can have an argument, and you can say, "Oh shit, maybe I need to go and look that up. I didn't know that. Why didn't my history teacher tell me that?" Then this is the show for you guys. You're going to be able to be involved. You're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to, do what?
No, I'm saying it sure is. It sure is going to be on that show for you.
Damn, you scared the shit out of me. I ain't going to lie. I thought your ass was like passed the fuck out. And the next thing he was like, there he is. I'm like, oh, God? Is he talking to me? What the hell?
It's because of the push to talk. So it's like, unless I actually hold the button, you're not going to hear me.
Baby, Jesus came to talk to us. Pocket, you shouldn't have to do push to talk, man. You should be able to
I think it's because
adjust
I'm
the
on
setting.
my phone.
Because you're on your phone?
Yeah, I think it's because of that.
All right, you'll have to go into your settings on your phone and switch it. So, but anyway, that's what this is about, guys. We can get into debates. Trust me. We got into one. I'm glad that I did not start my show yesterday at 8 o'clock because we were in a heated discussion to the point that Pocket said, "Fuck you, I'm out." He was like, "I'm out." We was talking about something. Pocket is hella quiet. He's a damn ninja, I'm telling you. He is a Spanish ninja right there. He's got nunchuckas made out of damn enchiladas.
Hit you with those habanero throwing stars.
Yes, he's got habanero. He'll squeeze habaneros in your eyes, make you blind. He don't need the dust and shit. Oh yeah. So instead of walking on water, he floats on water. Yeah, he is the Spanish version of a ninja. The Spanish Chris Farley in that ninja movie. So
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja, that was the shit. And I'm B-Rad from Malibu. So, Lady Nuts laughing at me like, shut the hell up, Titan. All right. So you were kind of in and out and doing your thing. My thing is this, Pocket. What are you wanting to bring to this new season of conspiracy theories?
That's a good question. I feel what we want to bring to this season of conspiracy theory is a sense of awareness. Not to believe everything you see or hear, and to sort of question everything. If there's a slight doubt in your mind about anything, do some research on it. You know what I'm saying? Like dig deep into it. Because sometimes the outside of the apple doesn't look so appealing until peel that motherfucker, and then it's nice and juicy. So
and we've already
I think that's the sole purpose of conspiracy theories.
Once again, it's to make you may not agree with it, but it makes you think. And I'm gonna pick on Pocket here right now, but because we got into a conversation yesterday, I was telling a story that I'm glad that my show didn't start at 8 o'clock because we got into a deep discussion yesterday, and Pocket had his own opinions about it, and even though those opinions are appreciated and understood, the point that two of us, i.e. one of them was me, was trying to say is even though that your personal belief says, oh man, that shit won't never happen, that shit couldn't happen, why would somebody do this? At least ask the question. You know, they tell you all the time, and I don't know if you guys are younger or anything like that, but I know when I was growing up, I was always told, if you don't try, you never know. If you don't think for yourself, you never know. Do you want to have a job where you push a button that has a picture of a hamburger on it because your ass can't figure out how much a hamburger costs? You know, do you want a job to where the cash register puts out the change for you because you don't know how to count change? Do you want a job to where, or do you want a society where you don't even write in cursive anymore because they don't teach it? You know, that's not a society I want. I want to be able to know these things. I want to know how to balance my checkbook. I don't have to look at the app. You know, I want to be able to do all these things that they used to teach when I was younger. You know, and I think, you know, TDNs is the closest to me. That's my age, and then of course Lady Nuts is currently in school as well. You know, and I won't. And then we got the baby. We want the baby. Pocket, you know, so but you know, I had to learn cursive. But you know what, they, you know, they don't teach cursive no more. You know,
I mean,
they're teaching kindergartens fucking Spanish, but they won't teach them how to damn write in cursive. Really?
Ain't nothing wrong. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with learning Spanish. Right?
No, I understand there ain't nothing wrong with learning Spanish, but at least learn fucking English first. Would you agree?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, I mean,
Hey, Pocket, you like signing for them checks, right? You like signing that check when you get paid, when it pays you, so you cash, right?
Yeah.
How can you sign your name if you can't? It says legible cursive handwriting is how your signature is supposed to be done. If you don't know how to
No,
write in cursive,
most of the applications just say your signature, and to be honest, a
you can't
signature
read my
doesn't
signature
necessarily mean
anyway.
it's cursive. A signature doesn't necessarily mean it's written in cursive. There's a lady, what you will call it, that her signature was an X, and it
I
was the
had
way
a
she drew the X.
yeah, I had
So
a guy when I was at Aaron's that was he had some type of disability and I can't remember, but he used the X as his name because he was, due to his disability, he was unable to write his name. So, you know, just having that documentation. But when we were growing up, a signature was in cursive. Yeah, that's the way it was
yes, I
taught. A
understand.
signature was
Oh
in
yeah,
cursive.
I
And that's the
understand.
point I'm making. Error, how old are you anyway? If you said that you're old, that you had to learn cursive, because I don't think you're as old as we are. I thought
I
you
think
were
he's
in.
like 19 or 20.
Okay. So, you know, I mean, this whole Common Core dumbing down our society through education.
Well,
She
I don't think. Okay. I don't think.
17.
I don't think it's dumbing down. If you look at, I just necessarily think it's the evolution of writing. Think about how if
You
you look
don't
at
think that the education system is dumbing down the
no. I'm
society?
talking about the sing. I'm talking about sing. We're talking about
Oh, we done moved past signatures, girl. That was 5 minutes ago.
okay. But let me put my input on this. Okay, so on the whole cursive thing, I don't think it's really a big deal because of the fact that it's just the evolution of handwriting. You know what I'm saying? Of how physical characters that represent words
Hmm.
are written. If you look at a set of the alphabet, long time ago when the alphabet was first created, you'll notice that a lot of letters don't look the same. They evolved over time into what we notice to what we associate what a B would look like. But a B back then didn't really look like a B today. So I don't think the cursive thing is a really big deal.
It is what it is. It's just it was just an example of just how things are changing. You know, I mean, you know, like for example, you know, why are our students being taught to have a 17-step process to find out what 2 times 4 equals? Why, you know what I'm saying? And I'm exaggerating. I'm being funny when I say this. But, now I remember when I was doing, algebra 2 and calculus and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember one equation taken front and the back of the page to find it. That's different. But, when they're having to do something this freaking long to be able to find out an easy equation, because,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that teaches them how to approach something from multiple angles. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
No, they're being told that it is incorrect to do it the old way that their parents was told to do it.
73 plus 6 is 79, but the teacher says because of Common Core, the answer is 80. That don't make sense. And
there you go.
That's an actual equation.
Answer that one.
Equation.
Wait, say it again.
73 plus 6 is 79, right? That's the answer. But on the homework that my child was given, the teacher marked it wrong and said the answer was 80. Because in Common Core, they don't teach whole number equations. They teach estimating to the greatest or the nearest tenth, which is a wrong math. If that's the case, then why are we still using pennies and nickels? If we're going just to the dime method, then everything needs to be in tens. So that's the issue that I have is Common Core doesn't add up. It does not add up at all.
And I see what you did there. Right there. Taking that from pocket. Hey, and your stream is very laggy. Maybe MCX, maybe it's you, buddy, because everything I'm showing is good. I'm on 6 different sites, and you're the first person to say I'm laggy.
I'm watching it on 3 of those sites.
Are you on Meritive?
I'm on Meritive, and it's
Am I laggy? Okay, it's on you, brother. It's on you, buddy.
Section 8 Wi-Fi.
And well, chiming in on the education thing, since it is my department.
What Common Core? What is that?
That's Lady Nuts.
No, I know who that is.
Oh.
What I was saying, what's Common Core? What was TDN saying about Common Core that because of that math, it's wrong?
Okay, is 73 plus 6 80?
No, it's not. But
that's the way our kids are being taught now.
That's what they're being taught. They're being taught to round up to the. So when we added it up, my son was like, "Well, this is," and I had him put 79 on there, and his teacher said, "No, it's 80." How does that add up? Where's that extra one at?
I did problems like that in school too, but we were learning about estimation, like estimating stuff.
No, this is regular math. This is not estimation.
I doubt that's regular math.
That's what they're teaching now, brother. That's what we're trying to say.
Maybe that school is teaching it.
No, that is the federal government's telling everybody. I guarantee you, I can have you on stream with me tomorrow with 3 teachers that are friends of mine that will tell you how fucked up Common Core is.
Well, all you have to do is just type the equation into a calculator, and what the calculator gives you is the correct answer.
But that's not what they're teaching.
73, if you type in 73 plus 6 into a calculator, and it shows that the answer is 79, then it's 79 because the calculator is it's how to say it's computer. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. It's computer.
But that's the point. That's what we're trying. That's the argument. That's the argument is we can do it, because we're old school. We know how to add fucking 6. We got 6 fingers on our damn hands. We know how to do it on a computer. We know how to do it on a laptop. But the thing about it is that the federal government says that it's 80. It's just like arguing the point. Blondie got a 60. She got a 30 on a history exam one time because I'm the one that taught her history. Or she asked me questions to help her study, and of course I told her the correct history, and she went in there and bombed a test, and of course then turned around and got pissed at me, and I had to go to the school and argue with the teacher that the history that she wrote on there was correct, they had to admit that it was correct, and then they allowed her to retake the test. But they failed her, said that she made a 30 on a test because what they were teaching was not correct history. Does that make sense? You know, and we can go back with the easiest thing is that George Washington was not the first fucking president. He was the first president under what we know as the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He was not the first president of the United States of America or the baby infancy aspect of it at that time in the 1700s. The Articles of Confederation, the government that was set up, the original government that was set up, is you had this big government and little bitty states had nothing, which is what the Democrats are trying to do now. It didn't work. They had a revolution. They had to go back and fucking fix it. And that's why they came out with the Bill of Rights. That's why they came out with the Constitution. They basically hit the reset button and started over. But when you only got 13 states, 14, even 15 states, it's a whole lot easier to do than if we was to sit here and say, well, we have, 51 states. Do we have 51 states? 50 states. 50 states.
50.
Yeah. Oof. 50 states. And then, of course, the Columbia, District of Columbia, which might as well be the damn 51st state, but whatever. 50 state
Vatican of the U.S.
Exactly. I can't believe I just had a brain fart here and didn't know how many damn states we had. I can sit here and argue the Council of Nicaea, but we got 75 states. That's the problem that we're fighting against. That's why I'm asking all of the people that are in the streams, that are listening to us, everything like that, open your eyes. Open your mind. And quit being fed garbage. Start eating steak. Start eating some scrimp. And quit eating from the garbage, which is media, which is what everybody is teaching us. Because it's not fucking true. Era 404 says Common Core was the stupidest idea ever.
That is exactly true, because the government has went and they are trying to change it now, and the only reason they're still teaching is because they're waiting for the new set of fucking textbooks to come out to start teaching the correct things again.
Era's picking on me. He said, "You see here, I'm illegal in 55 states." All right, so we cut off Lady Nuts a while ago because she was able to say that she had a background in education, which is what she does for a living, guys. So I did not mean to cut you off with my little rant. What's going on, Alec? How you doing? So go ahead, ma'am.
No worries. I'm just saying most of the time they're actually teaching to the standards test. They're not actually teaching applicable skills anymore.
Yeah, there's no common sense.
Yeah. So they're teaching because the scores on the tests are so important compared to the, other countries and stuff. They don't even teach.
Which is why we're 41st in the world on our education.
Yeah, they're more concerned about the high test scores, so they actually teach to the test. They don't teach in its entirety anymore.
Well, if we're teaching to the test, why do we suck at taking the test? No, oh, that's right. No child left behind. Let's pass them on to the next grade. Let's give them a trophy and say, hey, that's how you doing. And by the way, do you need a coping dog when when the person that you're voting for don't win?
Here's a day and a whole afternoon of relaxing on yard.
Yeah.
Outside.
Here's a safe space and some fucking hand puppets, and you can have a good day. Yay! I like education.
There's actually a movie coming out kind of based around that. It's called The Thinning. And it bases their theory about the movie is that we're overpopulated, and a way to thin out the population is if they failed the standardized test, they would actually...
No, I heard you just fine before.
You know.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay. And the way that they were going to thin out the population is the students that fail the standardized test, they would kill them off. And that's actually coming out.
You mean the chemtrails and all the medication? You know, did you see the big article that's out now that they found traces of drugs in the water system?
Oh, yeah. And
You
now
know.
they're in psychology, they're actually proving that all the psych meds and stuff are actually more harmful than they're doing goods.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, what's going on, Miss Tori? How you doing? Welcome, Juan. One. Well, then I'd be screwed, Era says. That's the point we're trying to get, guys. Did you know that there was that the government just got found out that these pharmaceutical these pharmaceutical companies were putting drugs in the water system? They deny chemtrails, but yet there's evidence of them.
Yeah, next time you guys see a jet fly, think twice about what's in that white cloud. That white stream that's behind. Because
You know.
that's some shit that you really don't want in your air and on your food.
You know, explain to me this. Riddle me this, Batman. How is it that my grandfather...
Did you just say that the jet trail from a jet contains poison?
You don't know anything about chemtrails? Not all of them, but there are some that do put chemicals into the air. Yes.
They're using the same common concept that
Crop
pilots
dusters.
in the 40s did with crop dusting. That trail that they left behind them was chemicals that were meant to be pesticides and fertilizers. It's the same concept, and they've proven that it's happened because they've actually there was a guy that snuck onto a base and actually was able to swab and found chemical contaminants attached to a pipe that was coming out of the back of the jet.
You know, just like the government denied that they were using Agent Orange over in Vietnam.
What chemicals?
Like I could even pronounce the son of a bitches if I knew which ones they were. You know, but there is documentation there if you'd like to look that up.
I will be.
So, you know, it's just like, you know, getting back to my story with my father over in Vietnam. You know, it's amazing how, you know, up until the 2000s that they said, oh, we never used Agent Orange. We never used Agent Orange over there. But yet now, you know, they're having to admit because, you know, people like my father who are now, you know, 20, 30, 40 years later dealing with the side effects of being contaminated with that shit, you know, that's now having strokes for no reason, that's having all these issues for no reasons, that they don't know for anything with, that they don't have medications to treat. You know, he's sitting. It's like how the government controls the weather and the oil prices. Well, we definitely know that the government controls the oil prices. It can be argued about the weather, but here's an example. My father's sitting in a hospital right now, okay? Right as we speak. His blood pressure this morning was 80/50. Okay? That's been his normal blood pressure for the past week. He goes they take him to the hospital. We don't know. He's on medication to raise his blood pressure in the morning. He's on medication in the evenings to lower his blood pressure. Why? You know, they've had every run. You know, they said, well, we're going to take you're diabetic. We're going to take you off of the metformin because then the metformin causes your adrenal glands to produce adrenaline, which is going to jack up your sugar and lower and sometimes increase or decrease, depending on what is going on, the blood pressure effect in your body. So he's sitting there now. They've done 5 different tests since 9 o'clock this morning. He has no blockages. He has no issues. They can't figure out why. Why the hell is people doing this? Let me explain to you why. Because we don't know how these chemicals that we're using. You know, look at how long it finally came out for the government. And I'm going to screw this name up. Asbestos.
Asbestos.
That's it. Okay, with the drywall and the shipyards and and everything like that. Look at how long it finally came out with Mesopotamia and different things that they didn't see the effects of how these chemicals, how these things, or the government did know. See, here's the trick: the government knew all the time, and they fucking didn't say nothing to nobody. Oh, well, fuck it, whatever. Now they don't know. They don't have the medications. They don't have this. They don't have that. And the medications that we do have that treat shit like this are banned because then it goes against the pharmaceutical. And we'll go down that rabbit hole right now. It's called marijuana cannabis oil. Okay? Up until check my facts here, TDN. Up until 1950 something. I think it was 53. Cannabis oil was in pretty much every single medication on the market. Okay? It had been used since the Native Americans. There have been study after study after study after study of how cannabis oil and different things in the cannabis plant has been known to fight cancer, glaucoma, and just various other diseases in the body. Explain to me why it's illegal. I'll explain to you why it's illegal. Because they're just now figuring out how to tax it. If it's not illegal, then I can just go and grow it into my backyard, and then you don't get any money off of it. Oh, well, go ahead.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. Big pharmaceutical, they get kickbacks every prescription out. And if you think about it, and this is coming from somebody who I used to be on a ton of medication. They would put me on one to counteract, one specific illness. Well, that illness, they would be able to combat it, but then I would have like 9 new symptoms.
Yeah.
So they'd have to put me on something else to combat those symptoms. And then they'd have to put me on something else to combat the symptoms that came from the next pill. And before you know it, you're on 15, 20 pills a day. And then you're like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Instead, rub a little bit of cannabis oil on your fucking gums and go at it, sir.
Yeah. We have a question, and I'm going to read it just like the question is, from Sinra over on Mob Crush. What the fuck is this? LEL. What this is, Sinra, this is a podcast radio style thing, and what we do is we have a show that is called Conspiracy Theories, and what we're doing is we've taken off a couple months from doing it from season 1. We're getting ready to start season 2 here possibly next week, and what we're doing is just getting out onto the sites because all of the videos have been deleted because the site that they were on is no longer doing live streaming. So basically, we're just sitting out here just trying to answer questions and give people some insight on what this is going to be about. So hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, please feel free to answer your question, what it is, and we'll be able to answer that with you. What's up, Cool Aries, coming from YouTube? How you doing, buddy? Welcome. And you know what, TDN? I didn't even think about this. Pocket, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I didn't even think about this. Why don't we need, you know what? We're going to have to put cannabis on the show list for this season.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to put cannabis on the side. It may not necessarily be a conspiracy. I guess we could find it if we dig hard enough. As Pocket says, anything if you dig hard enough. I mean, the conspiracy. If you really look at the conspiracy angle on the fact that they've that the DARE program
It's gonna be a good topic.
Pocket is going to be our expert on that show.
I'm gonna make sure that I am well versed.
You're well versed. Okay, you'll have like 3 or 4 different strands of ideas, right?
He got to have the homegrown prudential plan, the hydro prudential, the sticky icky prudential plan.
I can't. Well,
the conspiracy behind it though is why is the government not using? Been proven to be medicinally usable.
Okay,
And there's the
I
only
know
side
exactly
effects is
why.
happy, hungry, sleepy.
Yeah.
I know exactly why. Next time on conspiracy theory.
So was I correct? Was it 1953? Did you look that up?
It was in the 50s. Yes,
Yeah, it was in the 50s. All right, all right. I knew it.
they
And
didn't give a specific date. They just said in the 50s.
yeah, because that's when the propaganda started coming out that that it was bad and it killed you. And I can't remember the dude's name that led the fight for it and did all the propaganda, and that it incites hysteria, and I mean, come on now. I
Hey,
mean,
Mama T, we see you over there on Meredith.
so what's up, Mrs. Titan? How
He
you
does
doing,
it, and
baby?
I feel happy.
I mean, okay, all right. Well, cannabis incites hysteria. Now, wait a minute. In the in the 1800s, women had hysteria, and that led to the invention of the vibrator. Like, really? I mean, come on. Look it up. You think I'm bullshitting? Look it up.
Back then, women were able to go to the
I'll
doctors
take
to
two
get an
double cheeseburgers.
orgasm to
Yes.
fucking combat it.
Yes, yes, they were clinically diagnosed with hysteria. Titan, you still play cock? Nah, man, I don't play it no more, brother. Every once in a while I'll throw it on, but that's about it. They did. They went to a doctor. A doctor. I need a doctor. Oh, sorry. I
I
love
think I
it.
need some outpatient services for that. Where do I sign up?
Slide on over to TDM.
I'll be there tomorrow.
I'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Nah, shit. Look, that's 3.5 hour drive. What you talking about? Like TD and go take the
Yeah,
girls
that's so
out.
true.
Yeah. Do you want McDonald's? Yeah, I'll take McDonald's. That's cool with me. Oh my God, really?
Number 7
So,
large.
how did a vibrator work without electricity? Really? Error. Come on now.
Hey, they took a tube, stuffed a fucking gerbil in it with some fucking. You know what I'm saying? They fucking make it work, son.
Dude, they
Some
had
bees and shake it up.
they had electricity, man. You do know that they had electricity back then, right?
You can definitely tell that he's never watched any pornos because they got some rustic antique.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Illuminati shows up. Hey, dude, what's up? What's up, Nightwolf? How you doing, buddy?
What year was that? What year was that for the women to go get orgasms?
I want to say late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay, yeah, because electricity was founded in I'll say 1925.
Electricity was made in 1925.
1921 was when it was invented, but I would say by 1927 it was in everybody's homes. So yeah, there was vibrators back then. They were just a lot bigger than the ones that you find today.
Well, I mean, so okay, so I was a little off. That's the first date I've been off all night, TDN.
Yeah, but in your defense, Lady Nuts did say they hollowed out the inside, threw some it up, and then let it.
And your mic cut out every other word, so we didn't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I said Lady Nuts made a point and said back then all they did was threw some bees in a damn wooden tube, shook it up, and let it go to town.
Oh my Lord. So, all right, let's go over here. All right, but yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, once again, guys, I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. Open your eyes. There are so many different rabbit holes that you can go down. I mean, we are trying we are trying to just get people to understand to enjoy the content. Yeah, a friendly debate is something that's great. It's always good to have a good friendly debate. Open your eyes a little bit. Quit being a sheep to the media. Do a little bit of research. That was the point we was trying to get, because we did lose all the videos of the 5 episodes that we had before with season 1. Season 2 is going to be even better. We got a new setup. We have better topics. We're going to not only worry about things that happen in the United States, but we're also going to go ahead and go through excuse me, go through some things that happen throughout the world. We're going to make some connections between, the Boston bombings and the London bus bombings. Where are those connections going to come? Why is it that we always turn around, and every time we turn around, we hear the Rothschilds? Every time we talk about money, so you're going to see a lot of connections, and hopefully you guys this season will enjoy the show. You'll be involved. We want to. Our goal is to open your mind. We're not asking you to agree with us. We're not asking for anything but open your mind. Let's have some fun. It's all about the knowledge that we have, guys, so that maybe we can move into the next generation and not fall for the same stuff that we've done before. Congratulations, Night Wolf. You are now protected from the lizard people. Thank you very much for that, sir. Did we finally hit 120? I think we hit 120 over on Beam. No, we must have lost one, so we're at 119 again. Thank you, sir, very much for that. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to hit that 120 mark. Been stuck at it for a while. But Pocket, I want to say thank you very much. Fashionably late. TDN, Lady Nuts, I want to say thank you very much for being on the show tonight. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Oh, thank you very much, Night Wolf. But we this Saturday we will have the first of season 2, and then I don't know if we'll have one on New Year's Eve or not. That'll be up to debate to all the guys and ladies on what we want to do that night. A lot of us don't have anything to do because we're old and feeble, and we half the time we're asleep before the ball drops anyway. I won't say nothing. I've done that before. TDN, I can't hear you, man.
I said, why am I I got 2 balls of my own.
2 very small ones. Stop fucking around.
Yes, 2 very small ones. And remember, guys, I do want to let you know. Yeah, that's fine, honey. That's fine. I do want to let you guys know that, just as a reminder, we will not have a show tomorrow at all. No Titan show at all tomorrow. And then, unfortunately, we will not have a Pocket and Titan podcast on Monday morning. We will not have that on Monday morning. So we will be back at you with the Pocket and Titan podcast on Wednesday morning. And then... Nightbot is a dick. Wow. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. You are now protected from the lizard people. And remember, guys, you can always go to titanandblondie.com and get your own very own aluminum full hat 3000 for a low price of $19.99. We'll have to bring some ads in here to the talk show. Have some fun with that.
I'll make sure that the day we do the cannabis episode, that I'll bring my aluminum foil hat 420 with me.
So, thank you guys very much, Lady Nuts. It was a pleasure. I cannot wait to pick your brain on some of these things. But I will go ahead and tell you now, how in the world you're married to that man and not speak up. Thank you very much for whoever's playing X-Files. I do appreciate it. How you're married to that man and not speak up. You're going to have to, elbow him in the face or whatever, tell him to shut up so you can get the voice in. Especially if you're going to hang out with me, Pocket, TDN, and Art. Okay? You're going to have to tell us to shut the hell up. So.
Hell yeah.
But it's been a pleasure, guys. I want to say thank you very much. And we will see you next time. So if you guys will just stay on the line with us, we're going to go ahead and end off. So we will see you guys on either Monday night or Tuesday morning. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Later.
Bye.